Will we ever allow anybody to ever be on MJ's block? And based on what LeBron did in the finals the last 2 years, I mean, shouldn't he at least be worthy enough to be engaged in such a conversation?
Well, first of all, he is in a conversation. Secondly, he's worthy of it. And third, he is on the block. He just ain't the head of the block association. That would happen to be Michael Jordan. And the reason why it would be Michael Jordan is because 6 with 6 NBA Finals MVPs and unblemished championship record, so stellar to the point where it never even got to a 7th game in the finals because he would not allow it. That's what we're talking about here. Inevitably, when you talk about LeBron James, you talk about his maturation. He deserves all the credit in the world. He is the preeminent superstar in the world today, a global iconic figure in every sense of the word. LeBron James is all of those things. But the operative word and the key word in any conversation you have about LeBron James is the word maturation. He grew into this. Why do we know this? Because we remember the sweep at the hands of the San Antonio Spurs. Not his fault at all. But we definitely remember the loss to the Dallas Mavericks, where he collapsed in 4 consecutive fourth quarters of an NBA Finals and allowed the likes of J.J. Barea and Jason Terry to guard him. You don't get around that. You remember that forever. It doesn't mean you hold on to it to the point where you denigrate him, but you do hold on to it to the point where you remember they could have never pulled that off against Michael Jordan. That is the difference, and that is why LeBron James is on the block, does deserve to be in the conversation, but does he ever usurp the GOAT that is Michael Jordan? Absolutely not.
I'm going to challenge you, Stephen A. Smith, and I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm going to challenge you on this because I think that LeBron James, if he can, and there's nobody in the East that's going to stop the Cavs, I think, the next 2, maybe 3 years. If he can win at least 1 or 2 more, that would make him what? 5 and 4 in the finals? Absolutely more finals than Jordan's been in. You would have to revisit that conversation, wouldn't you?
Well, I don't. I don't have to do a damn thing I don't want to do. And I won't do that. And I won't do it for all the reasons that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
I specifically said to you the word maturation for a reason. Because no matter what LeBron James pulls off, he will have matured to that point. Where Jordan came into the league with that eye of the tiger. Kobe went to 7 NBA Finals. That was more than Jordan was in. I don't see anybody talking about Kobe, and Kobe has 2 more rings than LeBron. But we ain't saying that about Kobe, so why are we saying that about LeBron? Because the East has been relatively weak, because he teamed with D. Wade and Bosh and went to 4 straight NBA Finals, because the last 2 finals that he went to was when the East was considerably weak again and the balance of power had shifted to the Western Conference. You can give me all your reasons all you want to, but at the end of the day, as great as LeBron James is, you will never get me to concede that he usurps the GOAT, because where he has elevated to is where Michael Jordan was all along.
So you're going to forget.
And by the way, hold on. By the way, Michael Jordan came into the league when Doc and Moses and Andrew Toney and Cheeks were in Philadelphia, when Larry Bird and McHale and Ainge and Dennis Johnson and Cedric Maxwell and the boys were in Boston. When Isaiah and Lambert and Sally and Rodman and Benny Johnson, the microwave, and Joe Dumars were in Detroit. Maybe LeBron would have a better argument if he resided in the West. But that hasn't been the case.
But you just brought it up. Those guys that Michael Jordan had to go through, he had to mature as well. He got beat up every year by the bad boys. He had to get to that point. LeBron has taken lesser teams to the NBA Finals, Stephen A. That has to count for something.
It doesn't. And you can argue with me all day. And if you want to make good radio by arguing with me about it for the next few minutes, you can go right ahead. I'm telling you that my feelings ain't changing because, again, everything that I just said, And it wasn't about Michael Jordan maturing. It was about Scottie Pippen maturing. It was about the help that he had around him. Nobody ever had any questions about what Michael Jordan could do. It was the guys around him. We did have questions at one time about what LeBron James could do. Could he hit a key free throw? Could he make a perimeter shot? Would he defer too much? Why wouldn't he take the bull by the horn and go in attack mode? These are the issues and questions we had about LeBron James. We never had those questions about Michael Jordan, no matter who he was going against. Supporting. Take care of yourself, fellas. Be good.
You too, man. Thanks a lot.